Hello my dear friends and welcome back to another Star Wars news update. In today's video we're going to be talking about a big tease for the Bad Batch and more. As always my dear Megalorians, before we dive into it, please may I ask you to hit that big red subscribe button if you've not done so, and also be sure to give that bell a good old tickle to be alerted each and every time that I post new videos. So without much further ado and without any more jibber jabber, let's dive straight into it. So we're going to start with the Bad Batch. During yesterday's 501st Legion charity stream, they interviewed Dee Bradley Baker, the legendary voice actor for both the Clone Wars and the Bad Batch. In the interview, he discussed what we can expect for the remainder of Season 1. At this point, he dropped a bombshell. He made it clear that the next episode, which means episode 7, is going to be intense. Baker also said that the Bad Batch has an interesting dynamic and it's about to play out a little more prominently. Some fans have taken this to mean that Wrecker's storyline is about to come to fruition. After Wrecker hit his head in the last episode, his inhibitor chip acted up and he uttered the dreaded words that we've heard Crosshair say, "Good soldiers follow orders." I truly think that while so far the Bad Batch has been quite dark, things are about to get much darker and we're definitely in for some big moments. As Baker said, things are about to get really intense. So that was a really huge tease for things to come. We have 5 days to go until episode 7 and I'm absolutely aching with anticipation. But what about you guys? Are you looking forward to episode 7? Drop a comment below telling me what you think we can expect. Big things are certainly to come. And more than anything, I want to know who the hologram figure was at the end of episode 6. We don't have too much longer to wait, but every day does feel like an eternity. And so now my friends, we're going to move on and talk about Boba Fett, because War of the Bounty Hunters issue number 1 has finally revealed why Boba killed Bib Fortuna in The Mandalorian. War of the Bounty Hunters issue 1 depicts a tense return to Jabba's palace for Boba after losing Han Solo's body. Now, The Mandalorian season 2 helped to solidify the legend of Boba Fett, giving viewers a chance to see the ruthlessness of the once most dangerous bounty hunter in the galaxy. Outside of comics and novels that had not been seen until The Mandalorian, where Boba Fett slaughtered countless stormtroopers as he helped Din Djarin to recover Grogu. However, one of Fett's kills felt more significant than others, when he and Fennec Shand went to Tatooine to kill Bib Fortuna, who was once the right-hand man of the deceased Jabba the Hutt. But Fett's kill felt more significant than the others. Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters, which takes place between The Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, just showed how Fett's disposal of Bib Fortuna was personal. In accordance with the Empire, Fett acquired Han Solo's body entrapped in carbonite and was en route to Jabba the Hutt's palace. Now unfortunately for Boba Fett, the carbonite was failing. Though he was able to find a doctor to restore the carbonite, Solo was stolen while Fett was away from the clinic. After discovering Solo's kidnapping, Fett returned to his ship and was confronted by the bounty hunters Zuckuss and 4-LOM. He quickly disposed of them and took 4-LOM's droid head to his ship, where Boba learned that Jabba the Hutt had placed a bounty on his own head. This led him to return to Tatooine for answers. Fett arrived at Jabba's palace in an extremely confrontational mood, and he was greeted at the gates by Bib Fortuna and a pair of Gamorreans. As you might expect, Boba killed both the guards to show how serious the visit was. Bib Fortuna informed Fett that Jabba had placed a bounty on his head because he took too long to bring Solo in, and received word that another party had come into possession of the carbonite slab. Now of course the real thieves ended up being Kira and Crimson Dawn. While at Jabba's palace, Fett demanded to speak with Jabba himself, but was informed by Bib Fortuna that Jabba was discussing an invitation received from Crimson Dawn. As Fortuna had given all of the information that Fett requested, he assumed that the bounty hunter would be on his way. The underbelly of Tatooine appeared at the gates from the inside of Jabba's palace, and Boba threatened everyone present, promising to kill anyone who stood in his way. He demanded to see the invitation and Fortuna obliged. After Boba viewed the invitation, he made further demands that Bib Fortuna would repair his ship. Now it's very clear from these interactions that Boba took the bounty placed on his head very personally. Since Boba couldn't talk to Jabba, he settled for threatening Jabba's second-in-command, Bib Fortuna. Fortuna was Jabba's most trusted confidant. Not only did he grant visitors access to the palace, but he also represented Jabba off-world. War of the Bounty Hunters expands upon Fortuna's role by Jabba's side as he took control of the palace when Hutt was off-world. Now there's definitely going to be more to the story, but these events would serve as the strongest purpose for Fett's revenge by killing Bib Fortuna in The Mandalorian. While Bib Fortuna would have been present at Boba's assumed death in the Sarlacc pit, he did not play a vital role. He could have searched for Fett, but he definitely had other priorities. But Boba knew exactly how close Jabba and Fortuna were. It's extremely likely that he would have blamed Fortuna just as much as Jabba for the bounty placed on his head. Boba has suspended grudges on countless occasions if it serves a greater purpose. While he might have suspended his grudge on Jabba and Fortuna during the events of Return of the Jedi, Jabba's death would have diminished that purpose. Boba would not have forgotten how Fortuna and Jabba treated him when his bounty was stolen. Boba Fett's visit to Jabba's palace in War of the Bounty Hunters could prove to be the beginning of a tension that led to Bib Fortuna's death in The Mandalorian. Only time will tell. So finally guys, we're going to return to the Bad Batch and talk about the hologram figure at the end. I spoke about this very briefly in yesterday's news update, but let's dedicate a bit more time to it. Now, I'm not going to make a personal prediction of who I think it is. I've already stated the most likely options, but let's go digging a little bit deeper. Here is a comprehensive list of who it could be. We're going to start with what I think is the most likely option, Captain Rex. Although fans already know that he will be in the Bad Batch, he's not been shown yet. This would also provide the perfect bridge between his character during the Clone Wars and when he appears later on as a retired clone. There are also multiple reasons for this to work. First of all, Ahsoka could have easily connected Rex to the Martez sisters, and secondly, Rafa said that the figure might have a particular interest in finding the rogue clones. At this point in his life, Rex is probably desperate for companionship, especially from other clones. He also knows how to remove the inhibitor chips, so it's highly likely that this will provide the perfect opportunity for him to enter the fold as a thorn in the Empire's side. Another likely option is either Saw Gerrera or Bail Organa. The Martez sisters could have been talking to two more options, the early rebellion leaders Bail Organa or Saw Gerrera. While it is a reasonable canonical conclusion that one of these two could be the mysterious hologram, it doesn't really make sense from a story perspective. The main reason people have been guessing Bail Organa is simply because of the robe. Now, it is possible that Bail Organa does want rogue clones to be against the Empire, but is this the direction that Dave Filoni is going to go? While it does make perfect sense for Saw Gerrera or Bail Organa to try and keep their whereabouts a secret from the Empire, there would be no reason to hide their identities from viewers. On top of that, it's pretty anticlimactic. I've seen some more obscure options like Mace Windu or even Quinlan Vos, but I don't want to speculate too much on this. A final option would be Darth Maul, but why would Rafa and Trace be in touch with Crimson Dawn? As I also stated yesterday, it could be a surviving Jedi of Order 66. But what do you guys think? Who do you think the figure is, and what did you make of today's news? If you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to give me a big fat thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and also check out my Patreon link down below. I'm Star Wars Meg, wishing you all a phenomenal rest of the day, no matter where you dwell in the galaxy. Have a good one.